Hi there, everyone. It is Emily from Fort Worth Moms, and we are hosting another Q&A discussion this afternoon with my new friend from Alpha Care Wellness Center, Dr. Catherine Oseni. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Emily. How are you?
Yay! I'm so glad to be able to chat with you this afternoon.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, well, before we jump into all of our questions, I do want to take care of a couple of housekeeping items. One would be we are using StreamYard to stream our video here on Facebook. We get to have these fancy graphics and split screens and everything. It's wonderful. If you want to leave a comment or a question, you can do so just the same way that you would on any old Facebook post. But StreamYard does like to verify who you are. So you can click that link, streamyard.com/Facebook, and it just verifies who you are so you don't keep showing up as Facebook user number 1 or Facebook user number 2 whenever you leave a comment or a question. I do have some curated questions that I am going to be asking, but if you have questions, please put them in there. We will check those out, and we will, kind of ask those at the end if we have follow-up questions or there are things that we haven't covered. This Q&A is part of Bloom 2021, an event, a virtual event for new and expecting moms. And once we have concluded this video, we will be also downloading it and placing it in the Bloom classroom. And that is a page on our website that has lots of webinars and workshops on all kinds of topics that have to do with pregnancy and kind of parenting in those infant and toddler years. So that's all my housekeeping. It's the easiest housekeeping I do all week. And now we're going to get to learning a bit more about Alpha Care Wellness Center and what they have to offer for Fort Worth moms. So again, welcome. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Yes. Well, thank you again for having me on this wonderful show today. Yes, I am the founder of Alpha Care Wellness Center, and a mother of 3 lovely teenage boys, and married to my husband. We've been married for quite a while now, and we've been in Fort Worth, Aledo, Fort Worth area for over a decade, and we love it. And so I kind of feel like I've been in the area and have lots of family and friends, and also practicing in Parker County as well. At Alpha Care Wellness Center is where I practice and see my patients virtually in office. And also, another thing you probably don't know about me, Emily, is that I'm also the director of integrative medicine for all the Center for Cancer and Blood Disorders. So I also practice integrative oncology as well. And I do enjoy that. And I've been in the space of integrative and functional medicine for over a decade. So I have been practicing this for over a decade. I'm board certified and fellowship trained, and actually triple board certified in integrative medicine in different aspects, in metabolic medicine, integrative oncology, also have special certifications in women's health, which is why I'm here today. So, and also a lover of life. I love to garden. I love to spend time with friends and family. And I'm also religious, love worshiping, and love Christ, love church. So I'm just your easy go girl, and just love helping people. So that is how I found myself in this space.
Well,
So
it sounds like you're being a bit humble with your easygoing girl. It sounds like you're a pretty busy and a very smart lady. So I think I'll go with that. How about that? Yes,
thank
I
you.
think so. And also, as a side note, I'm also a garden-loving lady, so we'll have to catch up later and talk about what we're planting this season. How about that?
Yes, that would be
Yes,
fun.
I love a garden.
Yes, that's fun.
Okay, before I get carried away making a new friend and not talking about what we're supposed to be talking about, I'll look at the questions and then keep going. Um, Okay, so you did explain a little bit about Alpha Care Wellness. Can you more specifically tell us what your practice offers to pregnant and postpartum women?
Good question. My practice offers the opportunity for repletion, and that is just very simple, helping to replete the nutrients that are being lost. And we all know the phase of being pregnant, the body really goes through a lot of different processes, and the body gets depleted. A pregnant woman's body gets depleted, or at the point of pregnancy needs additional nutrients to support the baby and support the mother. So Alpha Care Wellness is able to help throughout that process. And I also want to add on that I also have my doctorate in pharmacy. So the knowing and understanding the pharmacology part and adding that to integrative medicine and functional medicine really helps that woman, that's asking, what should I be taking? What can I add on to my nutrients? And what is this safe to take? Is this tea safe? So things like that I'm able to help with during the pregnancy stage. And then postpartum, we know that as well. There's also a phase I call about depletion, and we also need to replete of vitamins and nutrients as well. And there are different phases that a new mother faces. Goes through sometimes what we call anxiety, postpartum depression, insomnia, lack of nutrients, and just overall fatigue, of course. And I must add that I'm also a mother of twins. I have three boys. One I have a set of twins, so I can imagine what your body goes through postpartum wise, and you're trying to get back to your normal to be there for your family. So I'm able to help in that regards to making sure that we get on evidence-based nutrients that the pregnant mother and also the postpartum mother can utilize both during and after the pregnancy.
Wonderful. Now, you mentioned a term in there that I think maybe some of our moms may not be familiar with. So, what is functional medicine?
Good question again.
Yeah.
Awesome question, Emily. So functional medicine in a nutshell is a patient-centered approach. This is a medicine that looks at an individual as a whole. So it's not a symptoms based. And I want to make sure that I emphasize that functional medicine does not stand outside of Western medicine. I believe that it is the 21st century medicine that actually incorporates the Western medicine with this new functional medicine, which looks at you as a whole, and rather than look at the symptoms, tries to get to the bottom of the cause of the problem. So you're looking at the root problem. So you're going to the root. Like I like to explain it this way. When you have a tree and the tree is dying, you don't look at the branch. Yes, you cut the branch off. Yeah, that's okay. But sometimes you really have to treat the root. So functional medicine goes into what is the root cause of you not sleeping? What is the root cause of the chronic constipation? So functional medicine looks at the mind, soul, and the entire body. So you're looking at a particular person as a whole, as an entire person, and individualizing that approach and making sure you get all the information about them, about the genetics. You're looking at their nutritional lifestyle. You're looking also at and probably their physical aspect as well. So not just an aspect of it, you're looking at the whole picture.
Yeah. You know, I think that when we are pregnant, it's already kind of maybe accepted like in our culture, and we maybe put more thought into what we put in our bodies, prenatal vitamins. There's some like baseline practices that are pretty common, for most women. But
Yes.
I think the whole area of what you're talking about, like nutrition, vitamins, supplements, like looking at those types of things postpartum, it kind of disappears in emphasis. So, why do you think like vitamins and minerals and looking at a person kind of at that starting point is important for that postpartum stage of life.
Yes, it's important to start looking at all those tools. I call them your tools in the toolbox that you can draw out of when you feel feel usually when you're postpartum, you feel depleted, you feel run down. So you have to look into, are you deficient in maybe the macronutrients or the micronutrients, or are you deficient in, maybe you are on prenatals and you feel more sluggish, or you feel just brain fog. So it's important at that point to start pulling into the toolbox to replace, if needed, but you have to make sure it's needed, to replace those nutrients at those phases as you're healing. And sometimes, because sometimes food is not enough, especially if you're breastfeeding, or there's some pre-existing conditions that you might have had. Like sometimes you see a lot of thyroid issues in postpartum women. So you have to look into that. You have to make sure that they don't their thyroid continues to be within normal range, that they're not depleted in that regards. You will have to make sure there's no autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's. So when you look at those things, they're toolboxes that you can look into and start drawing for those nutrients and start to replace. And that is where those nutrients will come into place, fixing whatever it is that might be off at that point.
That is so interesting to me. This is kind of like opening a whole new world of thought for me. Um, Not only do you provide support and resources for moms, but am I right to understand that Alpha Care also provides those resources and support for our kiddos too? How does that look in treatment of like pediatric patients? And then I'm going to ask, in conjunction with that, as a mom, how do we know when it's time to seek some support like this for our kids?
Yeah, we know it's time to seek support if we look at very, sometimes those signs are very subtle. If a child continues to have chronic constipation that's not going away, you've tried from again, and I want to emphasize that I work in conjunction with Western medicine, so I don't need, I'm not negating one for the other. But if you've tried everything Western medicine prescription and the child is not feeling better, then it's time to consider other options. Or you want to try natural therapies first. You might want to just try want to go natural therapies if your child chronically has constipation, your child chronically is not sleeping, over time is not sleeping, or there's this eczema that wouldn't go away. You put certain creams on it, it gets better, then they eat certain things. You start to wonder, and you want more answers, and you want to look at it in a holistic picture. Then you start to ask questions and want to look in the functional medicine regards.
In what ages do you treat? Do you treat infants?
Yeah, I want to be very careful with that. I have a wide span, but I'm always very careful with the cases I bring on.
Sure.
So just because I always want to work with the pediatricians. So I don't work against their pediatricians. I work with the pediatrician. So if it's a case, it's a case by case basis. But I've seen from infant where that were born by cesarean section and just needed more of the development of the microbiome in the gut, and I was able to work with them with pharmaceutical grade nutraceuticals to help to fix the gut. So I do that again with just working with the pediatrician. And with the older kids, like attention deficit disorder, ADHD, mild depression, parents are not wanting to use pharmaceutical intervention. I do that quite a lot in my practice.
That is excellent to know. And I'm just so excited that we could bring you on as another resource and option for families in North Texas because parenting is not easy.
Yeah.
And navigating our own health and the health of our kids, and how that's all tied together to our mental well-being, our emotional well-being, and it was just a delight to know that you are out there and that you are here to help women and their kiddos. I mean, and men too in North Texas. I think that I don't believe we've had any questions come through. I'm going to double check. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking time out of your afternoon
Thank you.
and for supporting Fort Worth Moms and supporting our balloon event and giving of yourself to have this chat with me. We will be, like I said, as a reminder, downloading this and it will be permanently living in the Bloom classroom. So you can go back there and check and rewatch. Also, you can check out Alpha Care Wellness. You see the link there. It's also in the description. And you can find ways that you can contact her practice and make an appointment or ask questions and learn more. All right. Well, thank you again. We appreciated it so much.
Yeah,
You have a great rest of your day.
you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.